in the interest of being productive and also being of service, while potentially being of service, while that we wait for that to load, I want, as I personally, a lot of people are very frustrated with the. It's impossible to talk about the role that like international lenders and investors and the issue of currency play and why healthcare doesn't seem to ever be coming, and then you get the political games like played out in front of you. But it's impossible to bring that to people if I mean, people do say, people my own age, I've heard them say it, their misunderstanding of China and China's currency and what is happening there. They say it all the time, and if people misperceive what China, as I understand it, like really the most sort of civilized society, but also the society that because of its military power hasn't fallen victim to this neoliberal project, that they can do as they wish with their and they do the right things. But the what people do say, like in our country, is they accuse China of, like, they say, well, yeah, they manipulate their currency. They do. They say that like it's not unlike the way a bunch of things in our society are called, like, take a dirty word to say certain things, like that would be. It's sort of the same sense the word protectionism is like a dirty word, But this, they say it all the time. Like, oh yeah, China, like they're breaking all the rules or something. Like, I don't know, they manipulate their currency. Like as though they're doing something bad. Here's the thing: they have what we don't have, which is economic sovereignty. And what they do is the kind of thing we would like to do, just in general. But is why we don't have a national health care. We're not going to get anywhere or anything. But if people actually don't understand like currency matters, like, or monetary issues, no, then there's no point in talking about all this stuff. What China does, in fact, you have to tell people this when people claim to know about like economics and stuff. What China does, I'm saying, China manufactures things. It'd be great if we manufactured things here. It'd be good for workers and good for the markets and everything. But they manufacture things. Okay, so what they do is they intentionally, they have control. They devalue they devalue their currency so that it's easy. See, it's easy to get yen. Okay, which means it's like because you buy when on importing and exporting, you have to buy whatever it is in the seller country's currency. If you're importing something. Okay, so they have a lot of manufacturing there, right? You need to get, in order to purchase what they're manufacturing, which is good for their economy. You have to take whatever currency, if it's a French company or it's whatever it is that's importing from China, right? They have to take their currency and buy yen. So they devalue it. The easier it is, the cheaper it is to buy yen, the more of their manufacturing goods will be bought and imported into other countries. That's good for their economy as a whole. That's why they do that. Okay, if people think they're doing something bad by doing that, they're under a kind of, I don't know where they're getting that from, but maybe it's part of the same propaganda that's led to us losing our economic sovereignty. The same propaganda that says free trade, but they're calling these transnational like agreements that have harmed trades in absolute decline and done all kinds of harm to our economy and others. Like, that's called free trade. The word protectionism is sort of a dirty word for some reason, to protect our economy. We won't be able to, try to explain to people why now, moving towards any healthcare is blocked, and you're going to get the political theater that plays it out when they probably, from the beginning, I said in the bill, when I read it, I said, well, why are they putting all this in there? Oh, I see. It's a game. This is never going to happen. Because we'll be punished by capital flight. There's no, you can't have a democracy when foreign investors and lenders can do this. But see, China doesn't have that problem. But if what people think is happening when China depreciates its currency to, which is good for its economy, that because it becomes cheap to buy yen. If people think that China is doing something wrong, then we're in trouble. I mean, then we're not gonna be able to explain to anyone what we were explaining in these other videos. That's my best way I could be of service.